Massive changes happened, guys. Ryan O'Reilly, after weeks of rumors, is finally gone. He's headed to the St. Louis Blues for a massive return. First round pick next year in 2019. Second round pick in 2021 alongside Tage Thompson, who's such a great prospect, Patrick Berglund, and Vladimir Sobotka. So I think it's definitely a great return for the Buffalo Sabres. Overall, what do I think of this deal? Who's the first winner? I think this is actually a great deal for both teams. It helps the chance of the Blues getting deeper into playoff. You're never too deep at the center position. They just lost Paul Stastny to the Winnipeg Jets, which, well, Stastny's now a member of the Vegas Golden Knights, but that doesn't change the fact that when they lost Stastny knowing that there was not going to be the year to make a deep run, they end up missing the playoff by a few points. Now they need that second line center badly, or even a guy that could play for a first line role. What I really like about Ryan Oreilly is he's a guy that will produce 60-65 points, will play any type of situation. You can play him on the first power play, you can play him on the PK role. He's going to play 22, 23 big minutes every single night. You can put him against any sort of player out there and he can actually produce on a very high level. And when you look at the guy like Casey Mittlestat, he's breaking ankles right now in camp. He's definitely going to be the number 2 guy behind Jack Eichel. So the move doesn't surprise me. And of course, his name was in rumors for the past, I don't know, weeks. But Eichel and Mittlestat down the middle, that's a great 1-2 punch that will be decent for the next 10-15 years for sure. And you get a very decent prospect in Tage Thompson, and 2 veterans in Berglund and Sobotka that could help the Buffalo Sabres now. Now, they also signed goaltender Charles Hutton, if I'm not mistaken, from also who was a Blues. So I guess it's you can count him part of that deal. So it makes their goaltending situation much better. Downs going to be there next year as well, so that helps the blue line. So I think when I look at the Buffalo Sabres, they're going to have the help of Mittlestat, Dallin in terms of their prospect pool coming and playing next year. They have a better goaltender in my mind, and they just get some massive assets for Ryan O'Reilly, and they have a first pick next year and a second pick in 2021. It's a massive good deal for the Buffalo Sabres. It's a high price to pay, but it's definitely worth it for the Blues as well, because even though O'Reilly will make $7.5 million for the next 5 years, he's a guy that will help your team go far in the playoff for sure. He never fully had the chance of making that big push with the team. This is now the chance of Ryan O'Reilly to prove that he can also bring his level of play to playoff hockey and have a good run with the Blues. So let me know what you think of the deal. On top of my head, when I look at the assets, when I look at the trade, when I look at both team situation, it makes sense. Buffalo is still coming out of a rebuild. They're starting to come up on top with some massive, Dallin does help the situation here overall, but they're finally coming out this rebuild. They still need a few more assets to be competitive, but in 35 years, just like the Canucks, I really like those 2 teams finally being a playoff team, and starting next year, we can always see a lot of improvement on the Buffalo Sabres side of things. It helps getting veterans to help, the rookies, because they're going to have a lot in Buffalo next year. So it makes sense to get some veterans along the line in this deal as well. And for the Blues, they didn't touch Robert Thomas or Fabry in this deal. Yes, Tage Thompson is a big piece to pay, but again, a first-round pick, if you're expecting to make a deep run, it's nothing compared to what Oreilly will bring to the table. So again, I think it's a great deal for both teams. It makes sense for both of them. Montreal was in play apparently, but I guess they didn't have those assets to pay to match that price that St. Louis was willing to do. So that makes sense that they were kind of out of, that derby. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you liked this video. Coming up, my thoughts on John Tavares joining the Maple Leafs. Make sure you watch that video as well. On that note, you have an amazing day. I hope you enjoyed that free agency frenzy on July 1st. It's always one of my favorite days of the year, even though I was working, because I couldn't really post or talk about it or really experience a full day. But thank you guys for watching. You have an amazing day, and take care.